Well, I got a new car today, a 51 Hudson, Irene. I got it all by myself and I am so proud of it. It will get me around just fine. Look at all these fall sweaters in the most beautiful colors. Oh my goodness, I just love this one. Oh gosh, you could wear this with so many different things for fall. Everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi today. I hope you had a good, safe week. And I had a good week. I had a very productive week. And I want to show you some of the cool fall decor things I got at the thrift store. But more importantly, I want to finish the conversation that we started last week about aging and loneliness and feeling lonely. And I read a comment on last week's video. I had over 1,400 of you leave comments about what you do for loneliness, and I thought, oh wow, this is a subject we have to talk about. There was one comment that I pinned, and it's from a woman whose handle is Zuzu's Petals. How appropriate. I think she is an angel. And she's a cashier at Walmart, and she started to share her experiences with talking and smiling to older adults that seem lonely. And it brought me to tears. And I want to talk about this because we all agreed that loneliness and grief as we get older sort of do a dance together. But you want to know what I meant by that gives us some tools to conquer our loneliness. So that's what I want to do today. I'm so glad you're here. Let's talk. Susan, I worked at Walmart and heard many times how much people appreciated coming into my line every week because I was fun to talk to. One day, an older man came in. I could tell he wouldn't want much interaction, so I didn't speak a lot. But I always smiled from the time I came in until I left for the day. Well, the man came in the next day, and he apologized for being so grumpy the day before. You see, he had lost his mom recently, and he said she had talked about a woman so nice to her at Walmart, and he knew it was me, and I remembered her. What's happening to some seniors that they feel so isolated? Why are they isolating themselves? Why aren't they getting out? Why not spend time with family or friends? What's going on? So I did a little research, and it turns out that when you're getting older and you feel like maybe your hearing isn't so good, maybe you're not quite as sharp or witty as you used to be, maybe you don't see so great, maybe you don't walk as fast as you used to. You isolate. Your self-esteem takes a little bit of a hit. You don't feel confident anymore. You don't feel relevant. So We have all of these things that are going on in our life that we have to navigate. We not only have to navigate the changing world, but we have to navigate our changing body. They say that whether we like someone or not depends on how they make us feel when we're with them. So if we feel diminished in our own eyes and we're interacting with someone else, what is that like? We're imagining what they're seeing. We're imagining how they're perceiving the type of person that we are. So you can see where things could get a little confusing and a little daunting. So maybe that choice of maybe not going to the fair or not going to the movies or not calling that old friend you haven't talked to in a long time, maybe just skipping all of that is understandable. So what's the solution to that? I think the solution is to embrace who we are. We're still the same person. We have some challenges, but when it comes to getting out, just do it.
There's a bee here, there's a flower here. I would paint that like it was real.
Today, my daughter mentioned that a lady talked to her in the ladies' room. Well, she thought that was a little odd. But I told her older people often look for any reason to speak to someone safe because they are lonely. She cried. She told me she was so glad I explained that.
There are certain challenges that I have as I have gotten older, and a lot of it has to do with self-esteem and looking in the mirror and saying, you're fine, you're okay. And that is so easy to say and so hard to do. But we're fighters, and as we get older, we're shadow boxers. And we will never, ever give up this fight. It's just sometimes we don't exactly know what we're punching at. But we're strong. I didn't just wake up at 68 and have problems with how I felt about myself. I mean, this is something that has followed me around all my life, but I used to have a lot of swag. You know, when I walked into the room, I felt good. I felt like at times I owned it. Yeah, okay, I said it, I admit it. I was young. Do I feel that way now? No, never. And I think I need a healthy balance between I own it and I want to run away.
I didn't get a lot this week, but I think I got pretty lucky in getting some very pretty things for fall. I got that beautiful white pitcher from Ohio Pottery, and I filled it with my hydrangeas from my garden. This is a very large hand-painted wood tray, and I just fell in love with it. Where you place it, it's going to be the star of the show, whether it's in your bedroom, your living room, or a sunroom or a porch. This is a great book I just picked up at the thrift store. One of my very favorite things is to read biographies of women who have been successful in music, and maybe some that haven't been successful. It just takes me away from any trouble that I might have. I can't be too worried about my life if I'm reading about someone else's. Desi, how do you cure loneliness?
Oh, I see. You get yourself a human being and you have something to take care of. Oh, that's very true. That's very wise.
I have no idea why this is, but one of the hardest things we do as humans is ask people for help or ask people for love or ask people for understanding. We just can't do it. I don't know why, but we just can't. So in knowing that, it gives a little bit of our power back to us. Sometimes we can't get what we need from people if we do not ask. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to verbalize what I need and what I want in not demanding terms. No way. I'm not going to be demanding. I mean, just be a little bit more honest. And of course, I've had the luxury of moving to this lovely little town where my family is. But that doesn't mean that all the loneliness just goes away. It doesn't. There's always 4 o'clock in the morning and you're alone. And it may be this way for the rest of my life, but I'm okay. My life is full, and yours can be too. And most of the people that are here, we're living good, productive lives. It's just that when we get this age, there's so much going on. We're losing our parents. We've lost a child, perhaps. We're dealing with medical issues. There's a lot on our plate, but we can still have fun. There is still that 16-year-old girl or guy within us, right?
Patsy Cline died in a plane crash when she was only 30 years old. She never got to spend her money, see her children grow up, or sing those songs waiting for her. She was happiest when she was down to her last $10 because she said life was so simple and pure then, and she was a survivor. Every day I am grateful for my life. I never forget so many will never plant in their garden, never hold their loved ones tightly, and never drink in the magic of a sunny September day. I owe them the best life I can lead. It is a blessing and a burden to live a long life, but that's just fine by me. You cannot kill what can never die, and that is love. It is up to us to be their voice. There's nothing so beautiful than a 51 Hudson. And to me, there's nothing more beautiful than the little brick house with the tin roof around the corner for my grandchildren.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. You know I always do. If you get time, down below, could you leave a comment maybe if there's anything I said in this video that you relate to? Please have yourself a wonderful, happy, brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here.
You cannot kill what can never die, and that is love. It is up to us to be their voice.